live and local, Revel Entertainment Center. It's Fight World 43 and Fit NHB's own Allister MacDonald back in the cage. How you doing this evening, sir?
Good. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing lovely, having fun here live. Cole Griego came on, talked about APFC. Brian Mendoza, we come back around now to talk about some more MMA and you a little bit, sir. So how's it going?
It's going pretty good, man. I'm looking forward to this Saturday. Feeling good about my weight. It's coming down on schedule the way it should, so that's not going to be a problem. It's just go time. Time to have some fun.
And also, I've heard that you're one of the guys that almost willing to accept a fight anytime. If John Judy's like, "Hey, Allister, do you want to fight?" It's that answer.
Oh yeah, that is the answer. That's the beauty of being an amateur. As I'm still an amateur, you just kind of get to fight for the sake of fighting. There's not really a concern of, is this a good matchup? Is this the best matchup possible? No, man, just sign the contract, fight, put on a show.
It's not a bad mindset to have that some dudes, they care about the records. They almost protect it too much. That some guys, they idolize titles, but I gotta honestly say, I do find that there's a beauty in that freeness that you have, because I do kind of personally believe the minute you turn pro, all this goes away.
Yeah. And amateurs is the time to get a bunch of experience. The way to get a bunch of experience is just to accept fights over and over. Like when I go pro, my attitude is probably going to change a little bit, but right now I'm going to indulge and I'm going to fight.
You obviously have this exuberance, this excitement about martial arts. Like, what kindled this fire?
I just grew up doing martial arts and karate since I was like a little kid, and it stuck with me. Just decided I needed to start doing something more difficult, and then more difficult, and then more difficult, and we wound up at MMA eventually.
Yeah, I could see that karate influence in your stance, in your MMA game. Was that purposeful? Is that just like naturally felt comfortable from the years and years?
Yeah, that floating bladed lead leg stance and style is just super, super comfortable and natural for me. Although just MMA being MMA, I've had to add and incorporate and change a lot of stuff just to be a more well-rounded fighter.
How much coming in knowing that, and we're all students of the game, watching it growing up, now evolving, how much were you aware then with that style of leg kicks coming at you?
Could you say that again?
Leg kicks coming at you.
Oh, leg kicks coming at you? Yeah. Big thing, just making sure that shin's in the right place, ready to check, get it out of the way. And now they're not really a big concern for me. A lot of fights, people have tried to throw leg kicks on me and regretted it.
That unique traditional martial arts style. There's not a lot of guys that go into the gym. A lot more of the MMA crowd comes from the wrestling realm. And then there's just a lot of people that kind of pick it up watching it. Do you feel like that traditional kind of karate background is a little bit unique?
Yeah, I think it does give me a little bit different sense of timing and distance than a lot of my competition and teammates. But at the same time, that wrestling base is really, really hard to beat, man. Like, it's solid.
How much have then you indulged in? What has that been like, going from the farthest away we could get from wrestling, floaty, traditional, it's pretty, it's technique based, to the grit and the grind of what you guys start practice with every day at Fit?
It really is a stark contrast, and I've just had to really just accept that difference. And there's going to be a lot of times in MMA in the ring where I'm going to have to do stuff that I wouldn't choose to do. You know what I mean? Like, I like to strike. I like to punch people. I like to kick people. There are a lot of times where I've been forced into a grappling situation. Okay, I accept this. I'm going to have to deal with this. And then we move on back to whatever I want to be doing.
How then do you start to build what you want your philosophy to look like as a fighter?
Ooh, well, that I've kind of put a bunch of thought in throughout the years, and my answer changes fairly often. So I'm really hesitant to say anything because it'll change again in a couple of years. But
okay, well, what is it like today? What's some of the bases of what your principles are right now? Like you said, it's flowing, it's ever changing.
Yeah, right now, really just constant motion is the big thing for me. Just constant motion. That's what I'm really focusing on. Just as my own development as a fighter is just constantly moving, whether I'm on the feet or on the ground, minimizing any pauses and lulls.
Are there any examples of guys that you've been watching that you're like thinking this is the kind of footwork or this is how I want it to keep the motion, to keep the rhythm going that you study on?
Honestly, a lot of my teammates at Fit, I try and emulate a lot, like Ty Miller, the Gutierrez brothers. You know, I got a lot of good examples right next to me to follow. And they do a lot of things that I need to do more of too, like the movement, distance management. All those guys are really good at that.
And it's an interesting additive to your game, the foundation of your team. Because when we bring up the tradition, the mold of a fit NHB fighter, from Tim Means and Carlos Condit and Donald Sanchez to Tim Sosa, all the guys that we start to name, we think about the boxing. Sherwin Price probably would be the other guy that also encompasses that flowy, more kick-heavy style that we see you utilizing. But it's an interesting marriage to then bring their boxing philosophy into how your movement in karate already is.
Yeah. A lot of those guys use some pretty good like lateral movement. Karate's a lot more forward and back, but cutting angles is something I also enjoy a lot. I find comfortable doing. I just need to do more of it. Period, point blank.
Is it just a part of the repetition, or so far still are you getting having too much fun in the fights, almost like, oh yeah, look back, I should do this, but it was just so much fun in the moment?
I'm comfortable trying to time people. I'm comfortable hanging out right there trying to time people. And it would be better to use that timing to get off on an angle instead of just counter.
So how much of your approach now with being able to take so many fights, I feel that's beneficial also because you're getting to work on a lot of these problems in real time, because sparring with the same guys, you're going to get some of the same looks. And now you're able to force these looks with guys that are trying to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah. And just having that slightly different look of styles, body types, just it's going to look different being a different person. It's going to feel different against a different person. Has both made it easier and more challenging in some ways. Because when you work with the same person over and over and over, you both kind of know what to expect. With your opponent, neither of you have met before, neither of you have sparred before. So it's almost easier to do what you want and harder at the same time.
At what point, when you're matriculating through this martial arts system and you're growing up and you're going from one to another and it's evolving, does it ever strike you, or was it in MMA when you're like, I want to do this, I want to fight, and I want to continue to really pursue this, like that it's become a deeper passion to where every day and you're taking this many fights, that's a deeper commitment than just, oh, I like going on at night after work?
Am I allowed to swear on your
Yeah, we on YouTube and Facebook. Who cares?
I kind of had a realization in like, I think it was the end of high school, maybe beginning of college. I was like, oh man, this is going to be my like 5th, 6th amateur boxing match. Shit, I guess this is my life now. Like,
I guess.
Like you have a certain number of fights and you're just gonna like, shit, I guess I'm doing this.
So it took like 5, 6 amateur boxing matches before you were like, well, I guess I'm committed enough to this.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of here now for the long haul, aren't I? And now here I am with, I think this is going to be my 10th amateur MMA fight. So
yeah, I'm looking at least 8, and who knows if there's some that aren't recorded.
And you know, the Tapology website, not super accurate all the time, but whatever it says is probably as close to accurate as I remember. So who cares?
What has been so far the most fun experience out of these 8 to 10 fights?
You know, somewhere in like the middle of the fight, I think is the funnest part for me. Like the walkout is sometimes nerve-wracking. The warming up is sometimes nerve-wracking. But right around in like the end of the first round, beginning of the second round, I start really having fun. And that's one thing I remember about all my fights is just end of the first round, beginning of the second round. We're having fun now.
We're having fun now.
Yeah.
That's what this all attributes to, is you continue to do this because you're having fun.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. Like it really does just give me like a really, really good sense of commitment, discipline. Like I feel good about fighting. Fighting makes me feel good, man. And just the act of fighting in a ring too is fun to me. I know that's crazy to a lot of people, but the act of fighting is fun. I'm not necessarily like a violent or hateful or spiteful person, but the act of fighting is fun, bro.
Did you get that feeling in that first boxing match, or was this something that kind of matured? Because growing up doing the karate, it's not as physical as getting into the straight boxing match.
No, it's not, but like still along the same lines, like the act of doing karate and point karate and then amateur boxing and wrestling, the act of fighting is still fun, even though the intensity is not at all the same. If that makes sense.
At this point, with where you're going, do you even put goals on it, or do you just still think of it as adding more tools and more experiences as you're going through, and we'll start to look at goals when it becomes like pro and it becomes more serious?
Well, I do have a couple more personal goals in the gym with my own skill set and development, but like you said, acquiring all those skills and just getting experience and adding is going to get me to the goals I have. So they're really just like white on rice, like goals and acquiring experience.
Saturday night, we're sure you're going to have fun. Is there anything that is specific, like a goal or something that you want to accomplish, or something that you have intended for this fight?
I mean, as always, just put on an entertaining fight first and foremost, man. And I really would like to get my hands going a little bit. Probably sneak in a couple kicks in there too, if you know me, if you know how I like to roll. But yeah, I'd like to get a finish, if anything.
Allister MacDonald, thank you for joining my fight show. Everybody, you can see him at the weigh-ins. Friday will be at Revel Entertainment Center, holdmyticket.com. Saturday night, Fight World 43 here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You have a wonderful night, sir.
You too. Thank you.